Hello, everyone. I did this video once before, but the internet was real choppy and I did not post it. So, thank you to the student that called me or that messaged me about it. I appreciate you so much for letting me know that my video didn't show up. And the reason is because it's like internet is like, and it was real spotty. So, hopefully, this one is better. And I didn't post it. I forgot to go back and repost a video. So I'm going to remake this video today. I'm sorry for any inconvenience this may cause you. Reminder that yesterday's assignment was for you to write this into your notebook. And so, or write your definitions in your notebook. I want you to read them again today because, as you can tell, we went over those a lot in class this week, these words, and now my voice is blah, blah, crazy. All right. I miss you. Thank you to the student who messaged me about there was no video on Thursday. I appreciate it. And I miss you. And I hope to see you soon. All right. So thank you. Anyway, so let's go over our bell ringers today. I want you to read your vocabulary words and their definitions again. That's the first part. Remember, math is a language, and we got to know what these words mean. So even though you wrote them yesterday, I want you to read them again. All right, now that we go over a bell ringer, see, I did the video to go over the answers. So the answers are already here. So which situation would you represent with a positive integer? And this week in class, we've been taking out this word integer and saying, which situation would you represent with a positive number? And we changed the word integer to the word number because that helps students to understand what we're talking about. When I say integer, I just mean it's a positive number, it's a negative number, it's zero, but it's not a fraction, it's not a decimal. Okay, so which one represents a positive integer means which one's a positive number. So think about that in your mind, that word integer and what it means. It really just means a number, but it's a specific kind of number that's not a fraction or a decimal. So which one would be, so that would be D, deposit. Because when you go to the bank and you make a deposit, your bank account goes up. That's positive. It increases. The opposite of deposit is that withdrawal. And withdrawal, a lot of students get mixed up because when you go to the bank account or when you go to the bank and you make a withdrawal, your bank account goes down. So that's a decrease. So we see that the correct answer is, in fact, a deposit, D. Deposit means positive. Is 9 prime or composite? 9 is composite. And I say it's just barely composite because 9 only has 3 factors, 1 and 9 and 3 and 3. It just has 3 factors. So it's just barely composite. Remember, to be prime, you have to have exactly 2 factors. Well, 9 has 3 factors, so that's more than 2, so it is composite. And then finally, this question is kind of written poorly on my part, my bad. It says, which of the following shows the GCF of 18 and 24? And then it says, reduce the lowest terms. I meant to take that out. It should say, which of the following shows the GCF of 18 and 24? So over here, I wrote for you the factors of 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. The factors of 24, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. By going in order, we know we found them all. And then you just look at those lists and you see what one's the largest number that they had, what's the greatest number that they have in common on both lists. So greatest common factor, the largest alike number. And so that would be 6. 6 is the GCF of 18 and 24. So once again, let's continue on this lesson and let's go down to our next part. Our I can statement wants us to understand positive and negative numbers are used to describe numbers. And some of those numbers can have opposite directions and opposite meanings, opposite values. Just like we talked about, the opposite of deposit is withdrawal. So now you're going to go through and you're going to solve each problem. Well, there's not a whole lot of solving on these. What I really mean is, says the record low temperature in California is 45 degrees below Fahrenheit, below zero. So I want you to write this as a number. Remember, mathematicians don't like to write. That's something that we've gone over. And so you would just write this as a number. So on your line, you would take out answer, and write negative 45. Negative, and the negative button is kind of, it's between the 0 and the plus sign on your keyboard. If yours is not working or something, just write in, mathematicians don't like to write, but so we can use that negative sign, but you could also write negative if for some reason yours isn't working. I've had some students say that, some of the buttons get wonky over when they get used quite a bit. All right, that's my word, wonky. The temperature right now is negative 3 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, I skipped it. And forecast to be 2 degrees Fahrenheit. How many degrees would it have to warm to reach 2 degrees Fahrenheit? So this is wanting you to take a look at a number line. If you were to go from negative 3 to positive 2, I want you to think of like a Monopoly game where you're on negative 3. How many blocks or how many spaces would it take you to get to positive 2? Well, it would take you from negative 3 to get to 0 would be 3 spaces. And then 1, 2. So it would be 5 spaces. So the answer to that one is a little bit more of a solve. This is meant to help you with your social studies when you're talking about BCE, before Common Era, right? I think that's what it's called. Back in my day, we learned it as BC. Anyway, BC, and then if you're trying to get to AD, then how many years has passed? So think about trying to get to time 0 and then how much time goes after. So I'm trying to work with Miss Whalen to help you guys understand how to determine how much time has passed from BC to AD. All right. Then there's just a couple more problems. Just try those, practice those. And then the big idea is just making sure you understand that language. So this assignment, I do want to take a grade on it. We did some stuff in class similar to this. And so this will take the place of what we did in class so that you have no makeup work. So get this done. Drag and drop your circles. So think about which situation can be represented by the integer, by the number 10. Now think to yourself, is 10 positive or is 10 negative? Even though it has this word integer in front of it, think of that as saying the number 10. Is 10 positive or negative? Don't let that word integer mess with you, because remember, integers can be positive. Integers can be negative. They can be either one. Now, so think of the word number. It's just, specifically, it is meaning, take a look at 10. So a temperature drop of 10 degrees, 10 seconds before takeoff, a growth of 10 centimeters, or a fall of 10 feet. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this circle over here, and you're going to drag it, and you're going to put it on the one that you think it is. And you just drop it in there, okay? And if I have a question about which one you marked, I'll just talk to you about it personally when you return, because I can't wait for you all to get back. Which situation would you represent with a negative integer? So again, which one would you represent with a negative number? And so then you would go thinking about the terms, using that language. Go back to the other weeks if you need, or other days this week if you need to, and you just drag a circle, and then you drag this circle. Which would you represent with a positive integer, positive number? So this one I'm looking for a negative number. This one I'm looking for a positive number. And then you decide on this one, 10, is that positive or negative? Hopefully that makes sense. I hope this video finds you well, and I miss you. And if you need anything, reach out to me. Again, thank you, kiddo, for messaging me. See you soon. All right. I think I'm going to turn this off. Have a blessed day. I'll see you the next time I see you. Hopefully